Hi, my name is Lindsay, and I'm a junior at the College of Worcester, and I'm going to be talking about tips and things that you need to know about how to help a friend when they're in a moment of crisis or struggle. So, I have had some experiences where I've had to help friends who have been going through something important. For example, one thing that sticks out to me is there was one night where one of my friends was at a college party and she was dancing with a guy and he tried to make some sexual advances on her and she didn't want these, so she told him no, kind of pushed him off, but he kept insisting, and when she refused, he tried to push her around a little bit, and she was intimidated and felt scared, so she left the party. And I knew that there was something wrong because I was getting knocked on my door at 3 a.m. And she was there calling my name, so I knew something was off. Also, I was getting texts from another friend of mine saying, "Hey, I just ran into her and she's not doing too well. Can you come out and help?" So that's a way that I realized that something was wrong. She felt like she had been physically assaulted. So in your own life, if you have a friend who's going through something, ways that you can kind of tell, even if they don't speak it, is just knowing that there's these kind of behavior differences. Maybe they're acting strangely, not acting like themselves. Maybe your friend is usually very talkative, but is suddenly really inhibited someday, or you know, they're suddenly really angry. Something may have happened, and that might be something you want to investigate about. Another experience I had is one of my friends used to be in an abusive relationship in the past, and she was still trying to remedy some situations with this person and tried to approach him to ask him about something that was going on that she had heard about. And he appeared to be intoxicated and started yelling at her, being verbally abusive, getting in her face, started raising his arms towards her like he was maybe about to try to hit her or push her. So she was very scared and felt threatened. So I happened to witness this experience and be with her when it happened, thankfully. So if something did happen, I could tell someone or call somebody. So what I did is I took her to the security center on campus, and we ended up filing a report against this person. And since she felt unsafe on campus, I offered her a place to stay, and she slept in my room that night so that she wouldn't be alone. So just offering that support to someone when they're going through something can really help in making sure they're not feeling alone. And the other situation I was talking about, when the other girl felt like she was assaulted, other things we did is we walked her, me and my friend walked her to her room and made sure she got there safe. We brought the security officer to her since she was feeling scared, and we filed a report. We also hooked her up with an emergency 24-hour on-call counselor that she could talk to at that moment. So I personally have been helped in certain situations too. And some things that have helped me is just the aspect of being heard, having someone letting me know that they're listening. I had a friend who listened to me for almost 2 hours the other day talking about things that were really bothering me, and I just felt the weight was lifted from me. And so just having someone to talk to. And also, other ways that people have helped me is when I've been seeking out certain resources on campus. If I felt ashamed about doing that, my friends have offered to walk me to these places to make sure I get there, because there's a certain aspect of feeling supported when the person walks with you, so you're more likely to feel less ashamed to seek out these resources. So that's another way that you can help out a friend. Also, even doing little things like if you're at a store and you know one of your friends needs something or is feeling down one day, you can pick something up small for them and be like, hey, I saw this and I thought of you. I had a friend who, one time I was really upset and I was having some issues with a professor and she happened to be going to Starbucks and she picked me up a really tasty hot chocolate while she was there just to show me that she was thinking of me. So just having people show you that they're thinking of you is can really help you to get through that emotional struggle. Um, so ways to let people know that you're listening to them and you're not judging them. A, let them know that it's a judge-free zone and you're listening to them and that your secret is safe. Their secret is safe with you. Because there's this fear of people disclosing information about themselves. So if they know that it's only between the two of you, they're going to feel a lot safer with you. Um, Also, another thing you can do is just maybe offer a story about a time that you felt you were like in a similar situation or felt the same emotion, because there's a certain level of humanity involved in that because it sort of levels the playing field, makes them feel like they're not alone, so they'll become less ashamed of whatever this problem is that they're having. But a couple of things to be warned about when you're talking to people. Make sure that a couple of things you don't want to do are, for example, when they're telling you information about themselves, do not blame them for whatever's happening. Don't tell them, oh, well, if you did this better, then you could have avoided this, because that's the last thing people want to hear, and that will put them more into a negative situation, and they won't be able to go through with whatever sort of solutions they need to be going through. Also, you just want to make sure you're being very uplifting. You want to tell them positive things about themselves. If they're maybe going through some academic problems, for example, you can remind them of the things that they're good at. So if they say, oh, I'm having this math test, but I'm really bad at math and I'm really nervous and they're having some anxiety about it, you can remind them, well, I know that you are really good at organizational skills. So why don't you apply your organizational skills and come up with a really organized way of studying and come up with a system, and that can kind of offset that problem. So just remind them of good things about themselves and help to build them up, because that also helps friends to get through situations, reminding them of their strengths that they can use to get through whatever they're going through. So that's all I have to say about that, and thanks for listening.